This is not your father's Viacom, and it's not my father's either. This is a ViacomCBS that is being reimagined for a new kind of marketplace and a new kind of consumer.
Okay, welcome to the first bonus episode of the Bargain Binge podcast feed. This is Dylan. As always, I'm joined by
Evan
and
Aaron.
And hopefully you got the names to the faces and or voices, whatever. Shut the fuck up. So, we can't, as people, just always be doing full-out movie episodes, so we're going to be setting up a release schedule to be every other week. We'll do, like, the main podcast, the actual binges, but the in-between weeks we'll be doing these bonus episodes just to brighten up your week a little bit, not leave you so alone in the world as you probably are.
Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, you're definitely home alone with your media box sets and our voices only.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope that everyone that has The Sopranos on Blu-ray is hearing our beautiful voices in their ears at this point. But the bonus episodes, we're just pretty much gonna freewheel it. We're not gonna, get too much into planning it out or having a structure or even being funny.
Loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Well, anything goes.
We're going Second City, full improv, baby. We're Citizens Brigade without all of the, sexual assault allegations. So just to generally kick off this week, figure we could talk about physical media and our history with it and what our current collections are looking at like. And so just feel free to say whatever whenever, guys, because this is really
sad. Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is sad.
It's definitely become that way. However, what's not sad is my giant collection of media, physical media. Now, you might have to be very old or very pathetic to know about physical media, and I fall into both of those categories. So, over here, in a space you cannot see...
80 years old.
Yes. In a space you cannot see due to the audio format, I have a duffel bag filled with a psychotic amount of Blu-rays, which is a disturbing way to carry them. However, it's how I live my life.
It's pretty comical.
Yeah. I have a giant duffel bag. And it's just, see, that part is just my classic, crappy 2007 Blu-ray of Spider-Man and stuff like that. While my shelves have, like, the actual important things, like my newly arrived Criterion collection of the Showa-era Godzilla films.
Oh, you already got yours in the mail too?
Oh yeah, I'm so pumped, dude.
Oh, dude, they really delivered. I guess we can talk about this because I also have a neat little stack here. But a Criterion sale, as we're recording this, it was just this past Wednesday, and that's always a big time. Criterion is the #1 circle jerked physical media people. They do some really good preservation most of the time. Other times they just take other people's transfers and slap some questionably
artsy.
They slap some bonus features of questionable quality on top of it.
I thought you meant that's the unique box art that is sometimes very nice and sometimes a little
sometimes awful.
Yeah.
But yes, the Godzilla collection is an instance of they just got someone else's restorations and then slap them on some discs and some really shit-ass bonus features. But do you have anything to say about your newly arrived stuff, Aaron.
I forgot when I purchased it that it's shockingly tall.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought it was a painting. So you
Yeah.
ordered a painting. What the hell
I
is
received
this?
I received a laptop recently, and we thought I was sent a second laptop when the box came in. However, it's just a really tall, thin packaging with a great picture of Godzilla on the front. I do love that image. And, all 8 movies. And I'm just glad to finally, own them in that format. I'm not going onto a archive website to re-look at some of them. It's really beautiful to own. Because, I own a few different film collections, like the Universal monster movies and stuff like that. But I really like the way this looks, even though it's kind of horrific to put on a shelf. It's really strange spatially, but that's
you know
fine.
what? It's gargantuan and hulking and massive, just like the big boy
Godzilla.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm holding my copy now. I just slunked off to pick it up, and it really is nice looking. Not every element of it seems like it was designed to be inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Criterion's always big on they put essays about their movies in booklet form with their stuff, but usually that's a disconnected booklet. But this whole entire let's say 18-inch by 10-inch thing is all a book. Mm-hmm. So if you want to read the essays that are included, you have to read it like a children's book from hell. But the nice thing about it is that each movie has a really most of them do. The art, they commissioned different artists to do a poster for each movie, all with a specific CMYK color palette, and it's just really nice to look at.
Yeah, I'm a fan of art book stuff. I just got one recently for all the promotional art and cover art and stuff for Atari video games that were used to sell children on things that were just 2 pixel cubes bumping up against each other. And I just...
I'm horny.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, or that... Yeah, no, Custer's Quest, whatever that game's called. Custer's Revenge.
You cocksucker.
But, yeah, I really enjoy that kind of, illustrated art, and I'm happy to own a Godzilla collection that has that kind of stuff in it. Especially because these movies have been, really difficult to get in, good formats for forever. Which is also why I've been struggling to find a good way to get a Blu-ray copy of Godzilla vs. Biollante for a long time.
Oh yeah, I spent $150 on that, so...
Oh yeah, no, I keep looking at it every day going, am I going to do this today? And it hasn't happened yet, but it will.
Yeah, I had that conundrum, but the first time I went to a local comic book store, they happened to have it, and I was like, well...
Oh, if it was in front of me,
yeah, okay.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, exact. Oh my god, my cat keeps trying to eat my fucking blunt wraps. That's not food. I understand that it comes in packaging that looks like cat treats. Okay, you just keep... Fuck.
Yes, and Evan, do you have any recent physical media?
Well, I also took advantage of that Criterion sale and purchased my first ever Criterion movie.
That's a big jump, Evan.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to the consumerism cult.
Yeah. You see, I have compared to the collections of you two, I have a smaller fledgling collection of Blu-rays, but, I want to build it up. I've kind of really enjoyed sort of over the past, short while trying to build it up. And, but yeah, what was the point of, I ordered Repo Man, the Criterion release of Repo Man, which is a film I have actually never seen. And I've really been meaning to watch it for a while. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I am a sucker for 80s cheese and schlock. And that's kind of what it seems like it is, with some cool effects.
Hopefully, you'll have watched it by the next time we do a bonus episode, and you can actually talk about the movie.
Yeah, I just got it in. I've been looking for an opportunity to pop it in and give it a watch. But the cover art is like fantastic. It's I think that's kind of one of the allures for me, at least. I mean, we were talking about it before, but of collecting physical media is just the art of the covers and all the little bonus things you can get. Like, it's just nice to look at. It functions not only as a, disc to watch your movie on, but some nice art. And that's something you can't really get when you're just watching a movie on a streaming service. And you can hold it in your hands. There's something to be said about that.
Oh, yeah.
No,
physical media in general, like, is both dying and something that I, like, really like, and just like the tactile feel. Like, I'm really into comic books, and while it's a lot cheaper to pull up Marvel Unlimited or the DC app or whatever and just go through some stuff, I really like owning the stuff I actually care about on any level, so I can flip through it and like really take in the art and its full printed quality.
And to lesser extent for comics, but with just owning something digitally, I mean, a lot of people don't even manage that. They just wait for something to show up on Netflix, which that's no way to live. I can't imagine that. No. Just waiting as things endlessly cycle in and out of being on services you have.
Well, yeah.
But if you do go to the extent of, well, yeah, say your thing.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you just never know. You say, oh, that thing I wanted to watch was on Netflix, and you pull it up, and they took it off yesterday, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. It's happened to me, like, multiple times recently, and I mean, as much as I fucking hate Friends and The Office, I know how much of a normie, like, just end-of-world disaster that was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People were screaming and rioting and lighting things on fire.
Oh yeah, it was capitalized on by Vudu and some other services selling the like full every season, digital box sets and shit for like 30% off, because it became it shot to number 1 on digital sales like everywhere the moment it moved to Peacock, even though it's like it's right there if you're into streaming only. But
but then if you own it digitally, it can just be taken from you at any point. Because the licenses will just change.
Oh, companies have done that regularly. Apple, for instance, has taken off whole shows that people have purchased.
The X-Files was at one point only available there on in standard definition, but then everyone that had that lost their license to it because the HD version came out, and they can't just have both of those, I guess.
Yeah, they can't just reward people who purchased something. They have to take it away from them, even though they gave money for it. Which is something they can't really do with physical media without sending guys to your house to injure you.
Yeah, no, it's like, because when you break it down to the technical terms, is you never truly own anything, but with physical media, you at least own the disc.
Yeah.
You don't own the like screening rights for the movies or whatever. But the fact that you own something with something that it's on makes it infinitely harder for anyone to take that away from you, unless physically like coming to your house and breaking all of your beautiful copies of The Snowman 2017.
That is my most coveted possession.
Well, yeah, and sometimes it's like legal reasons and stuff just destroy projects. Like, this isn't a movie, but the game Too Human was made with Unreal Engine, and then they were like, oh, we don't want to pay this license, we don't want to deal with this company, so we're going to use our own engine. They didn't. They still just used Unreal Engine. So they were sued, and then every copy of the game was ordered to be destroyed by a judge. So, and they're not going to come to your house and take it, but it means that you can't get it digitally. Stores can't really sell it to you. Like, they can, but not supposed to. So it's good just to, have it around.
Yeah, I mean, just that fucking Godzilla game that came out to tie in with the American movie. I'd love to play that, even though it looks like a piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
But you can't get that digitally because it was removed from the store because Toho hates people.
Yeah,
and their joy.
Yeah, and it was printed limitedly. So like, if you go to a GameStop or something and you actually find it, it's like $50 still.
Yeah, and that's if you find it, and otherwise you have to drop like $500 on eBay.
Oh yeah. It's that kind of thing just makes it incredibly difficult to get your hands on something like that. Like, you can't rely on digital storefronts because stuff just comes down all the time due to weird licensing issues, or like how the Scott Pilgrim video game is just coming back out after being gone forever.
Oh shit! I think today's the last day to order that. I want to have a physical copy so the same thing won't happen
again, because it will. I'm going to tell you in the audience, if you care about that game, it will happen again. They didn't permanently re-get the license. This is just your second shot.
As we speak, I think I'm going to put in my payment information for a disc copy for PS4.
There you go.
Yeah, but yeah, we brought up Godzilla vs. Biollante, same deal. That was, unlike all of the other Heisei Godzilla movies, that for some reason the licensing was snatched up by Miramax.
Yeah. And normally they're a very reputable company, this time they kind of screw people.
Lots of great guys working there. We entirely condone all of Miramax employees' actions.
Yeah.
And
in perpetuity.
Yes, except being jank on releasing Godzilla vs. Biollante. I mean, come on, that's just inexcusable.
That's criminal.
Yes, you can't rent that anywhere. You can't watch it anywhere. So it's only available on the shit-ass Miramax discs, and those are bad. I don't know how Sony didn't manage to... Toho, really, just come on. But, yeah, that's why we're into physical media. Aaron has a lot of movies in a duffel bag and some on a shelf. I have all mine neatly displayed on a shelf in alphabetical order. And, I mean... DVD is like outdated, but another thing is that DVD is still higher quality than Netflix's streaming because
at this point,
yeah.
I have a pretty massive DVD collection. Not,
your family's DVD collection.
I'll say it's my family's. But there's some. I guess that's kind of where I got the start, and then I went, like Blu-rays are a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but DVDs, the compression rates on them are still better than Netflix's compression because they do not care at all, and they're 4K, in quotes, 4K. Like, yeah, that's the pixel ratio, but like the actual fidelity of it, which is more important, is actually lower than most DVDs.
That's insane.
So that's just another reason for physical media is it's like so much better. I mean, a Blu-ray, because Netflix has announced that their compression for 4K was going to be like 2 megabytes per second or something.
I think it's 4.
And okay, 4. Well, a standard DVD is around like 8.
Yes.
And Blu-rays are a really good one sits around like 30.
Yeah, and every normal streaming service runs 8 to 10. Netflix is a holdout. Yeah. Well, not even a holdout. They used to do a higher amount. They dropped everything for some reason.
Yeah, no. Well, because they have an endless backlog that they need to put on their fucking servers, and they're not efficient enough, I guess, because when you release 5 new things every fucking day, you're probably gumming up the works in some fashion, and then you just move the failures onto the customers.
Yeah. Well, and now with 4K Blu-ray releases and stuff, I'm hesitant to buy certain things on Blu-ray until I get a 4K player and then get it in 4K, because that that bump's nice, and I have a 4K TV now, and can finally do that. But I got to get my hands on a PS5, as many people are struggling to get their hands on, so I can finally get some 4K content that hasn't been compressed to the point where it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I have a 4K player because I've given up on fucking consoles.
Yeah, no, our friend Dylan here, he consumes only one kind of media, and that's television. It's the only thing he likes.
Yeah.
Ew, shut the fuck up.
All he has is his Office box sets and his...
Oh my fucking god. Okay, I like 20 TV shows, and I have them all on... I have most of them on physical media.
Yeah.
But TV is, yes, that my opinion is TV's a low tier medium, but yes, continue.
Yes. No, I'm sorry. I just had felt the need to attack you for no reason in public.
That's what podcasts, you invent a beef.
Yeah. Out of
you
nothing.
invent beef. That's what podcasts are.
Yeah. No, because it's not like I'm coming around and loving all this stuff I'm talking about. But, I really, 4K is really nice. It's a really nice bump.
It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Especially if it's a good release. The Back to the Future 4K release that Universal just did this last year is like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And especially when you have like the full, 1:8:5 aspect ratio, and it takes up your whole big TV. It's really something else.
Yeah, and it's kind of future-proofed because movies are made in 4K at best. So
at best, yeah.
This isn't a situation where in 3 or 4 years they're going to be like, oh, here's this 10K disc, my guy, and you're like, oh, I have to have this. Anything above 4K, unless you're operating on a theater-sized screen, ain't doing a whole lot for you. So this can be a permanent purchase.
4K is like the last level.
Oh yeah,
that's worth buying.
They still shoot major tentpole movies in 2K.
Your Marvel movies, 2K, because the effects and stuff, they just don't want to render that shit in 4K. Take too long, too expensive. So
yeah,
tons of stuff is just not even in 4K right now. So
yes,
the push for
forget what you've heard about 8K.
Oh yeah.
It's the next.
I can't believe that they're already pushing out 8K TVs.
There's no media for it. Like
it's just going to be video games.
What are you going to watch?
Yeah, but video games aren't running on that shit yet. That's going to take a second.
Yeah, but the PS5 already has 8K compatibility.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this like with movies, it's like, what's that going to be? And with at the same time as they keep upping the quote unquote resolution, they also keep kneecapping physical media. Studios just keep doing both, and it's like, what's your end game? Because then it's just going to hit a point where things will be released on quote unquote 8K, but then it'll only be available on like Netflix quality streaming at the same time.
Oh yeah, no, you will live in a world of unbelievably high amounts of pixels compressed to 1 megabit per minute. And like, I don't know, for some reason people seem to be good with that, but it's really jarring because like it's not like, you can kind of tell the difference even with a low compression amount. Not Netflix's, but if you're on like HBO or something that's like,
oh yeah, HBO Max, honestly, that can just like slip by and I don't even notice. They actually hit like 10 megabytes.
Yeah, something
megabits, whatever
is acceptable. Yeah. But like when it gets put on Netflix, like you're not getting the experience. But people like both really want 4K content, but also don't seem to mind that it won't look how it's supposed to at all.
Well, yeah, I was like, because I use my family's Netflix as everyone does, and they don't pay for the 4K version, and I was considering being like, okay, I'll like PayPal you the extra $4 a month. I got this big TV. I want to take advantage of it. And then I like looked into it and I was like, oh no, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's convenient. I'm not going to pretend like I don't do it. And HBO Max has been a staple of my day-to-day life since it released, because they actually have, like, a library, a good quality level.
HBO Max is
they have a deal with the, like, Criterion collection, so they have a bunch of stuff on the TCM, like, category. A bunch of that stuff is Criterion. There's, like, all of the Kurosawa movies and stuff.
Miyazaki,
and
Ghibli stuff. Yeah,
all the Ghibli stuff. It's pretty impressive, their library, and that's like the important thing. And it's not too hard to navigate because Amazon has a bunch of stuff, but like
you can't find it. It's buried deep. Like, I don't know what it is about their app specifically, but you will not be recommended things that you want to watch. You have to like specifically type in the title of what you're trying to find if it's like even like the least bit obscure.
Oh yeah, and the movie will like sometimes appear twice, and one of them will be listed as on Prime and the other won't, and just all sorts of just weird stuff.
It's the wild, wild west.
And it'll have like randomly some movies will just be like VHS quality masters that were just thrown up. It's like, oh, because Evan and I watched Maximum Overdrive, and it was the Studio Canal transfer, which is like, you know, they did a new one, so I wasn't too concerned when it started, but it was the fucking DVD remaster from like I assume the 2000s.
Yeah.
When it's on Blu-ray. A bunch of stuff like that'll happen. I mean, yeah, I watched a movie on Amazon and the subtitles were for a different movie. I was watching one of the Underworld movies with my friend, and we were watching all of those. And just another note is to watch those, I had to get a fucking add-on to Amazon for AMC Plus. Oh my God. And all of the ones that were uploaded there were the TV cuts of the movies, not the actual fucking movies, but like truncated and cropped to 16:9, and then on top of it, one of them had the wrong subtitle file attached to it. It's fucking embarrassing.
Oh yeah, dude, like seeing a movie that's supposed to be in a really wide aspect ratio stretched out to 16:9 just destroys the framing a lot of the time. Good point.
I'm not watching Star Wars, the Star Wars marathon happening on TNT right now, because I'm not watching Star Wars with ads, and I'm not watching it cropped to 16:9. No. Psychos.
I can't believe they still do that.
Yeah, it's insane. And think of just all the money that it takes to stream. I mean, it's just television again. Which is what they all the streaming service people like promised. Oh, this is an alternative to television, but now it's become just TV.
Oh yeah, and the frustrating thing is you have services like Verve or VRV or whatever you want to call it, where it was a collection of streaming services, but then half of them decided that they didn't want to be a part of this thing and wanted to make their own money, and they all left. So now it's just like a weird collection of stuff, where it used to be like, oh, there's Shudder here and both of the major anime apps and all that stuff. But, you know, like, if that wasn't enough for them, so they've all splintered off, and it's like, you can't even get them in collections anymore. Like, it's just becoming so difficult to get them.
Yeah, so it's pretty much physical media. You pay a little bit more for something one time, and then you have it forever. Or you constantly are shelling out money just every single month with just hoping for the chance that you'll get to see something that you like.
It's like spinning a roulette wheel.
Yeah. And so, I mean, Red Letter Media has that good bit where they list a bunch of streaming services just endlessly. And so we won't belabor that point. But just to put a microscope on the streaming problem, I'll call it. We'll look at the completely craven and hollow, just sallow wasteland of Paramount Plus's announcements that they put out on February 24th.
Let's get this party started.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Paramount Plus. This is strokes of genius, beautiful games, and one shining moment. This is Defenders, Investigators, and
7 strangers picked to live in a house.
this is young SpongeBob, young Sheldon, and younger. This is everything you've been looking for.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Live sports, breaking news, and a mountain of entertainment.
All right.
This is Paramount Plus, now streaming.
Yeah, so CBS All Access is being folded into Paramount Plus with all of Viacom's other subsidiary brands, with like Nick, Comedy Central, MTV, BET, and because everyone has to have a documentary thing, no one cares about the Smithsonian Channel. So this is Disney Plus again. This is basically their Investor Day kind of thing. And they just dumped a bunch of stuff that they're going to have on this thread. And just to underline how bad some of this is, we're just going to, scroll through it. Yeah, but it's just so funny because Disney Plus is like, oh, it's all these brands, but it's like things that people have heard of and may or may not have some sort of sentimental attachment to, like, the old animated Disney movies.
Warner Brothers also owns a million things
Yeah.
that people actually like. Like, Disney and Warner, yeah.
Yeah, and they actually do stuff with it that's good. They've been putting out, like, Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry cartoons. You turn your head the other way, and it's Viacom. Come on, man. We don't even have people around that are care enough to be nostalgic about MTV anymore. That's how far we are from that.
Oh, yeah. No, like, the
point.
jokes about, like, this used to be a music channel are so gone by this point. No one even remembers that shit.
No.
Yeah. No one has warm fuzzies for MTV unless it's someone that was, kids our age that liked Jersey Shore a lot, which is not a pleasant thought, but it's there. So it starts out here with just sports. It's just, I can't imagine being a sports fan and having to tackle fucking streaming, because that's a whole other layer, because that shit's being just spread all over the place too.
Oh, yeah. No, like your best hope is you get it in like a bundle with something else, but like it's hard because like not just like you can't follow a single team on one service for the most part.
No, yeah. My mobile service provider like gives you MLB free. Like they give you like a year free every year, and you can't even watch all of the MLB games on the app called the MLB. Like I'm a Yankees fan, so I want to watch Yankees games, and I go to open it, and it's like, you're not in the region for this. It's like, what? If I had TV, it's like, yeah, even sports is like not worth streaming's a bad place. It's like, that is the one instance where you, I guess, want to have just live television. So sports, this thread sucks. I hate this thread. I've looked at it like 3 times now, and like every other one is like, we're gonna have a bunch of catalog titles, don't worry.
Vague like stabs at like, oh, maybe Mission Impossible. You like that?
We've got a documentary series by Darren Aronofsky. Okay. I guess that's not the worst thing. I mean, that's the first actual movie thing. I guess that's not that fucking bad. A Smithsonian series channel, Smithsonian Channel series, Watergate. So another stupid based on a true story thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was
on some scandal.
Something incredible.
That every streaming service has.
I was unaware of the existence of the Smithsonian Channel before you said that.
I thought you were going to say you weren't aware of the existence of Watergate.
Yeah.
Well, that too. I don't know what that is. No, because it's like
a Watergate. Isn't that just called a dam? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know who's excited for that.
Yeah, but it's just like that's the same thing that every streaming service is just pushing out these true crime. I guess it's the broad umbrella you'd put it under, and it's like, who cares? Then it just ends up that every streaming service makes their own version because it's, you can just talk about historic events. It's not like,
oh yeah, it's
Right.
you can own that.
it's why every podcast covers the same events.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not a draw. The next one is a coronavirus fucking documentary. Don't even need to acknowledge why
boy.
that's bad
I
and
can't
lame.
wait to watch something that reminds me of the brutal, awful reality I'm living in.
It's what the world seems to want.
I don't know
according
why.
To
Like,
streaming services.
I watched content, media, whatever, TV's movie, whatever you want to call it, to escape.
Scorsese's gonna come to castrate you.
Yeah, I can't say content. But I watch things to escape. And I think that's kind of like a drawl that it has, to where you can, get out of your own reality for a little bit and be transported into a different one. So why in the hell would I want to watch something about coronavirus? All I want to do is put that behind me.
Well, it's also unbelievably unexciting as an event. It is a event built around people not doing things and dying.
Sitting in their houses and doing literally nothing and dying.
There's no, entertainment value to that. Certain filmmakers make kind of, frequently trashy movies about real-life crises and horrific events, but usually it's like, oh yeah, this bomb went off, or this, guy, serial killer, killed tons of people or whatever. Not, oh, people sat around sad in their homes for a year. A ton of people just died.
Could just write that out of the history books. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, this Mark Wahlberg movie.
Okay, the Mark Wahlberg, Peter Berg COVID movie is gonna pop off, dude.
Oh my God! You've just willed it into existence.
It's commented.
He didn't have to will it.
They never make money, but they
it's
keep
probably
making
just
them.
going to happen.
I don't know how, but it keeps happening.
So these next tweets in this thread are just like, trust us, there is going to be a back catalog. This one, I'll just read this one because it's like, why would you throw this in? Quote, the Paramount name will be the one that carries this great new streaming service forward into a new era. If you love movies as much as I do, hashtag Paramount Plus is the service you can't do without. And that's a quote from President and CEO of Paramount Pictures, Jim Giannopoulos.
The shocking thing about Paramount is they're 100 years old, but they somehow don't have a lot of library. That's exciting to anyone.
Yeah, because they've sold it all to Universal. Everything, I believe that from the years like 1930 to like 1955 or something, all of that back catalog belongs to Universal now.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I learned that when I bought the Marx Brothers collection that Universal put out, but it's like, Paramount used to own that, and now they're making no fucking money off of that shit. But yeah, this next tweet is just they're making a deal with Epix. It's awesome. That's ground shaking.
I would have just mentioned the fact.
Oh
that,
my god!
A long time ago, Epix was a collaboration between a bunch of different movie studios. Where they would put a lot of their more fresh content on there and from different studios. And it was like a really good channel to have for like 2 years. Then everyone sold their stake out of it, and now it has nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, because, all of my like premium cable accessible streaming services I get through my grandmother, and she just has a package, so Epix is available to me, but every time I look at it, I go, this is just stars.
Yes,
but
no, that's
even
100%
worse.
true. But it used to be like, oh, this has a little bit of everything, and usually stuff that's more recent than what other places get. But then I guess it was just a failed experiment, so everyone just kind of bailed. but it's still here.
And then there's just a bunch of theatrical movie things, and they're not doing the smart HBO thing where they put it on the streaming service at the same time. They're only promising that these movies will go onto the service after their theatrical run, which means nothing and is not a definitive amount of time. That could be a whole year.
No.
So that's not really worth mentioning. It's just kind of sad. So there's going to be somehow there is going to be a new Paranormal Activity movie and a new Pet Sematary movie.
Pet Sematary one's shocking to me because that was like,
it was just
2
remade.
years ago, or was it 2019? Right?
Yeah, I think it was just last year.
Well,
oh my god,
it's basically
2020 isn't a year that happened.
So like, that's. I mean, I guess it did well. To prompt that, but it's just kind of weird to announce something like that.
That's weird to me because I keep a close eye on like the prices of movies at video stores and stuff, and they don't seem to be able to give that fucking movie away.
Yeah.
Like no one's interested in that on physical.
Yeah, I don't think it was like particularly well received in terms of like, I don't know.
No, it wasn't critically well received, and I can't imagine the box office was that good to immediately make something
Give it a
else.
little look-see. Oh.
But who's going to watch it? It's on Paramount Plus.
It actually did pretty well. A budget of $21 million, and it made like over 100.
Oh, it did.
Okay, so that's just the right amount where we'll make a streaming movie out of it. It's not like blowing
your
mind at how much money it made. So yeah, just pop a streaming. Yeah, that's just what you expect from a horror movie. I'm kind of surprised that the budget was that high.
It is quite high.
In the realm of modern day horror films, yeah.
A prequel to Grease. A TV series about Grease. A TV series about Flashdance.
Wait, it's a prequel to
TV
Grease?
shows based on... I'm sorry, it says including the At Go Grease prequel. Yeah, it's called Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was just going to be literally about when they met during the summer for a little bit before the movie started. Because that's an awful premise for a TV show, but maybe...
No, I mean, I don't think the Rise of the Pink Ladies is good either. I don't know what that means. I haven't seen Grease.
Yeah, don't.
Okay,
it's
that's
bad.
fair, Evan. But yeah,
that's some fun technical.
So that
old school wizardry in certain parts of it, but it's not great.
Okay. That was recently came out on 4K. So then a Flashdance drama series specifically, it says, and then shows based on Love Story, The Italian Job, and The Parallax View.
A TV show of The Italian Job?
Yeah, a TV show of The Italian Job, and I really want to know who's asking for a TV show of The Parallax View. Who's chomping at the bit for that?
No, see, that one doesn't even register for me because it makes no sense. It's just Italian Job kind of makes me laugh because it's like, are they going to just stretch that concept from 2 hours to 10?
But this is the first one that starts to underline the other point is that bankrupt for ideas that streaming is even more than the theatrical movies that have been coming out for the past like 5 years.
That's shocking because like, theatrical movies have been nothing but reboots and remakes. But yeah, at least there's some original movies. There's some.
Yeah, well, when you release a movie into theaters, there are some stakes. You have to have some like level of faith that it's gonna do well, but what streaming allows studios to do is just to make garbage,
right?
And just hinge it all on the fact that someone will click on this because they recognize the property.
Yeah, no, because it removes any kind of like boundary, and like people are more like likely to see something and just kind of casually click on it if there's some familiar aspect. So Like, originality means nothing in an era where you have to look at a thumbnail while Netflix screams audio at you.
Oh my god, I hate that so much. I just want to maybe read the synopsis and look at the thumbnail. Like, stop playing the movie or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not. It'd be one thing if it was even just beyond that. It's like not even just a trailer. It's just a clip from the movie. It's
even
like,
if it was a trailer, it would be like understandable. But it's just a random part, a clip. Yeah, of whatever it is. It's obnoxious.
If it's a TV show, it'll be a clip from like season 5 that like spoils it. And you're like, oh.
Oh yeah, they love that. They love to do that. Yeah, I mean the like level of quality difference between YouTube and major studio productions is almost non-existent now. Small-time YouTubers have higher production values than shit like the next tweet is the next tweet is just extremely vague in that, we're going to make more Star Trek shows with Alex Kurtzman specifically.
Yeah. Why?
Which is so funny that they just will not let go of him.
No, they refused because he made, like, well, not made, that's an exaggeration. He worked on 2 movies that made money.
Yeah, The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise. And
The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise.
The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise.
No, because, like, it's so weird because it's like guys like Ron Moore or Brendan Bragg or whatever, people who worked on TNG or Deep Space Nine or still exist. They work on stuff. You can, like, get them. But they refuse. And, like, you know, freaking Family Guy's own Seth MacFarlane grabbed some of those guys up for his weird fanfic show.
Yeah, that's what I hear is just better than, like, Discovery by a country mile.
It at least resembles Star Trek more, even though the humor is
probably
hard
bad
to sit through.
Yeah, it's probably bad, but yeah, at least it is Star Trek.
At least it has
sort of
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an announcement that excites no one because no shit, they're just going to keep doing that. A spin-off of the show Yellowstone. Don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I like the guy who makes that.
I want to give a little bit respect to that show. I don't watch it really, but I like that guy. I can't think of the Wind River. Taylor Sheridan. I like that he just decided to make a trashy ass nighttime soap opera. Like, that's what he felt like doing when they just were like, here's TV money. He was like, oh, okay. Character dies every episode. Sex, whatever. Just go for it.
Yeah.
I gotta respect that on its own level.
It's, like, extremely popular.
Whatever. Yeah, it blew up.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of old man Kevin Costner, so I can't even say I'm certain I would dislike it.
It's probably a fine. Like, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm sure.
It's, based on the first couple episodes, it's just trashy soap opera TV, and that's kind of fun that he's doing that.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like that it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be hashtag prestige television. Like, it's just schlock that he wanted to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something commendable to be said about that.
Yes, and then the next one is just reminding you there will be a back catalog. This is like the worst thread. It distracts you with the fact that they're just putting up all 15 seasons of Criminal Minds. But then, tagged on in the last sentence is, plus a new scripted Criminal Minds series and a new true crime series, The Real Criminal Minds.
Right.
So 2 new shows, just that they don't even care enough to make a separate tweet about. That's how much they care.
What I'm looking at says it's going to be a reboot that focuses on one case per season rather than one case per episode.
Oh, dude, that's like the worst thing about modern television.
Yeah.
Is
they're not like episodic.
Yes. Yeah, because he used to be either every episode is its own story with occasional 2-parters, or your thing might have a through line throughout the season, like, oh, we got to handle this overall concept, but each episode would kind of tell its own story on the way to that. But now it's just, oh, we got to solve this single thing. Here's 13 episodes where
Of
we
nothing.
accomplish 5% of that goal.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm not trying to, shit on long form TV because there's a lot of good examples of that. But yeah, you're right in saying that it's just those things can, despite everything working toward a goal, like a long form narrative, they can each episode can stand out on its own and tell a story. But yeah, mostly now it's just filler of nothing.
I think that's just part of the malaise of just like there just needs to be so much stuff, so much from every medium, just all the time content as the C word. And it's just constant all the time. And I think part of that is just, we don't want to stretch. We don't want to have to like come up with more stuff. Let's just stretch what we have like infinitely and just make it 10 times more insufferable. And that's why like nothing could just be a documentary. Everything's like a 6-hour mini series.
Right? They're trying to just milk it for like all it's worth.
Yeah, every aspect of it gets its own episode, no matter how minor.
Right.
Well, yeah, and I think, more than anything, the true crime stuff is suffering from that. Because there's the Criminal Minds, and then the next one is, it announces that, the Waco miniseries, well, that wasn't just a miniseries, it's going to be an anthology series with more seasons.
Oh, yeah. That happens with every show that's limited in any way. Like the TV show from a few years ago, the Manhunt, the Unabomber or whatever. I enjoyed that show. I find the Unabomber interesting. I think they did a decent job covering it.
Yeah, I agree with them, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Me too, Aaron.
No, only the extreme parts. I don't really care about the nature stuff. But...
Ew.
But, like, that show, perfectly good, wrapped up. Then it was, 5 people watched this, which is a new high for Discovery. So, we gotta use that again with a different guy who bombed people. And it's like...
You don't have really? Discovery Plus, Aaron?
Oh, God.
I think my family is currently going to subscribe to that due to the true crime shows that my sisters watch.
I was a massive Discovery fan back in the day, but I can't see myself buying Discovery Plus.
Oh, no, I would not.
It'd be cool if they had like every episode of Mythbusters. Cool. I don't really know what else would be appealing.
Mythbusters was a big one. I don't know. Like, they were all kind of the same, but I enjoyed some of those survival TV shows.
I liked the top 10 animals show.
I'm not even sure. Have I seen that? Probably.
Do you mean like the most extreme?
Yeah,
the
most extreme.
I believe is an Animal Planet show.
Well, same thing.
Oh, God damn it.
Own
are they owned by... I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, then it is the same.
Okay. So yeah, no, Waco, which is a series I enjoyed, cannot just be its own thing that I can be like, oh, I liked it. I have to be like, oh, I like the first season.
I like the season where they covered Waco.
The season is now the series is now just called American Tragedy.
That's parody, dude. Man. That's full parody.
What's the one that the OJ trial was part of? Like, what the
American
fuck is that series called?
A Crime Story?
Oh my God! Come on. Yeah, I think that's it. American Crime Story.
Yeah, because it's from the guy who makes American Horror Story, which is not a real life event show. But
wait, it's not.
Shockingly, the season 2 when they have aliens pop up didn't happen.
Wow, they really had me going.
Yeah.
So now there's also going to be another sitcom reboot, Frasier.
Is that a reboot?
And I guess it's just
is it one of those just
what do they call
calling it a revival
ones? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's just Frasier.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, it's Frasier's back.
There's no way it'll have.
That's
the
what
same
we all
quality.
need. Absolutely not. Dude, modern sitcom writing is... It's something else.
See, that's the thing that sucks is because, like, Frasier's one of the few shows that goes on as long as it does, where it can be like, yeah, you can watch the whole thing. It never gets bad. There are worse parts,
Yeah.
but it never gets bad.
But now you can't say that because they don't even have the decency to call it a reboot.
No, it's not Frasier.
No, this
the
is
Next
just
Generation.
Frasier. Yeah, and they also had the indecency to somehow buy Frasier so it doesn't belong to NBC Universal, so I can't watch it on Peacock.
Yeah, a service we will both be pulled into owning due to the WWE network.
Yeah, I mean, I can't be too mad about that one.
No,
it's the same service, but more
yeah,
stuff.
no, there's
and
nothing to be upset about. It was just kind of surprising.
Next is a Halo TV show, which I don't even want to acknowledge.
What could that even be?
There's already a Halo TV show, and it was made for YouTube.
Oh yes, there was. I like Halo a lot as a series of games. Some people in middle school used to tell me to read the weird novels. I never did. But like I can't imagine this TV show being like anything worthwhile at all.
No. And the next tweet is, I think this is the funniest one to me. Every time I read it, I'm kind of amazed. I'll just read it word for word, and I'm not disparaging this actor or anything because I don't really know who he is. Actually, I don't know if I can pronounce his name, but we'll see. Oscar nominee and BAFTA winner Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Okay, yeah. Stars in The Man Who Fell to Earth from Alex Kurtzman.
Is that the David Bowie movie?
Yeah, the David Bowie movie. They're remaking it with Alex Kurtzman.
With J.J. Abrams' little bro?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a series.
Of course it's a series. How could you even assume that it would be a show?
It's never a movie.
Or, I mean, a movie.
Everything
Yeah.
is a series. Everything has to be at least 8 hours long.
Even if it has
And I
10
just want to
minutes
sit down
premise.
and be able to watch something. And yeah, episodic TV is just like, oh yeah, Ultraman,
Oh yeah.
suck that kaiju's dick.
Yeah, you can just go back and be like, oh, I want to watch the episode of Star Trek with the flute. You're good. You don't have to watch every other episode to re-understand what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
it's so obnoxious that it's like, oh, well, if I want to watch this, I have to watch all 5 seasons of it. It's like, Breaking Bad's a good show, but it's like you gotta watch the whole thing. So I've never rewatched it.
Yeah, exactly. But and it's just weird to me because it's all based on like the premise that everyone's going to quote binge unquote everything. So it's just auto plays, and it's just so gross and corporate how everything is.
Yeah. But they're all right. I do want to watch more episodes of Futurama whenever I turn on Futurama.
That's true. Next up, in the dark comedy Guilty Party, Kate Beckinsale plays a journalist who gets in over her head by investigating a young woman in prison for murdering her husband.
Dank.
Okay.
Is her husband involved?
Her husband was killed by the woman in prison, I think.
Oh, no, I mean her, actual husband. The one Wiseman or whatever.
I assume he's dead. I assume it's just going to be flashbacks. Her real-life husband.
The guy who
Who's her real-life
works in those
husband?
underworld movies. No, I think they're divorced.
Oh, no.
I think they're divorced.
Oh, yeah, no, they did, yeah. No, he's not attached. They're bringing back BET's The Game. Just another show that they don't have to, come up with a concept
I have no
for.
idea what
So
that
they're
is.
just bringing it back. Yeah. It's a docuseries.
Oh, okay.
And then next is They're just reminding you there will be a back catalog. Iconic sketch shows, the funniest TV comedies. Comedy is central, to Paramount Plus, with more than 6,000 episodes of classics and new originals. Episodes is not a measure that I care about.
That's also feels low. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
That's weird.
Well, yeah, they picked the highest number that they could squeeze out of that. And do you think they'll even have... Like, HBO has, like, a bunch of just random Adult Swim stuff that no one actually watches. Yeah. But do you think that this will, like, have, like, John Benjamin Has a Van?
Oh, I
stuff
doubt
like
that. Like, because if it did, I would actually want to look at something on it.
Yeah, that's true. So they're bringing back Inside Amy Schumer exclusively.
Awesome. We all asked for that.
They're giving Trevor Noah a new TV show, which is
awesome. We all asked
it's
for
like
that.
This tweet reads like the end of a gun pressing into the back of my head. I can't imagine anything less interesting to me or most people with functioning brains.
It's a new Odd Couple reboot with him and Colin Jost, I'm sure.
But it's like a prestige docuseries looking at the societal landscape and talking with the people behind the headlines.
Oh, I assume they were just dumping him into a garbage sitcom, but never mind.
No, it's an after show for his for the Daily Show, pretty much. Okay,
that's amazing.
Great. And this tweet has to be read in full. Ellipsis. The funniest part about this tweet is it's a follow-up to the tweet before it, which was deleted. So I'd really like to know what announcement had to be pulled from this. But the second half of that tweet is ellipsis. And in another comedy film, the gang from Reno 911 will return to take us on an elusive search for QAnon.
Okay.
It just has to be the worst.
That hurts my spirit on like a weird level.
It's also really painful because the GIF attached to it is New Boot goofing.
Wait, what? I'm just goofing. New Boot goofing. Oh.
It's just such a funny bit.
Like,
with when he walks out of the boot store with his ostrich skin boots.
That show's real good.
Genuine ostrich. 3 payments. Oh.
Yeah, it's really good. They don't. Speaking of shows being dragged through the dirt, inexplicably bringing back Beavis and Butthead via a movie.
I thought they were already bringing that. Like, I thought they were bringing it back as a show.
Yeah, that's what they...
Oh, that's what...
This is...
Okay.
Well,
was that the rumor?
They said they were rebooting it.
Oh, and so people just thought that would be the show, but it's just the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Viacom, like, 2 years ago was like, we're bringing back Beavis and Butthead and Clone High, and they were like, we're going to bring back our animation. Well, the Clone High reboot recently just got sold to HBO Max. So that's not even something that's going to be on Paramount Plus. And the Beavis and Butthead thing apparently is a movie. Which, why the things that are movies that should be movies are series and vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, Beavis and Butthead came back like 9 years ago for like a single season.
Right.
And it was good.
It was awesome.
So like, I hearing that was getting brought back, I was like, oh, is he just going to do one more random season? Because it would probably be good. But, no.
That's going to be a movie that'll most certainly be not good.
Mike Judge is one of the great showrunners of television, and you think that would immediately be a bonus for your streaming service, but then, it's a movie.
Is he involved at least?
This thing doesn't have any details. If you want to look that up at all, I don't know if there's any details released about any of this at all.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Judge is still good to this day. So like.
Yeah, I mean, the shows he works on get worse when he is less involved in them, like Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
But the first 2 seasons are good.
Yeah. No, that first season is great.
Yeah, the first 3, I would say, are like, that's good television.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, Beavis and Butthead came back good. King of the Hill is a 11 out of 10 masterpiece.
What about The Good Family, Aaron?
Okay, all right. We all miss. It happens to the best of us. It's like baseball, man. If you hit it 3 times, you're doing pretty good.
Oh, I checked on the status of The Good Family. Free on Tubi. Oof. Ooh. That's rough.
That's one of the worst things you could have said.
So, then the next category it breaks into is MTV. For more than 40 years, MTV has been at the center of the world of music. No.
Yeah, what?
Maybe for 20 of those 40 years, but...
That's generous.
It held on at least until the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So, but now it's just a bunch of... This next thread is just... I'll just like list them off pretty quick, because it's just... We're bringing back shows you liked on MTV. Behind the Music.
Okay.
Yeah. Unplugged and Yo MTV Raps.
Sure.
A new series.
Where's Punked?
A new series that sounds like it's just going to be behind the music called From the Cradle to the Stage. Which is hosted by Dave Grohl.
Awesome.
Okay. Real World is coming back.
That left? I didn't even know that left.
Oh no, I'm sorry. They're doing a reboot with the original cast. They're doing a like a 30 years later retrospective with the original cast.
Oh. Okay.
And that's the only MTV bits that they have. And then it moves to iconic franchises.
So
we'll have 5,000 episodes of the most iconic franchises in reality TV.
You're looking at, you said like a thread on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just looking at some random article, and there's a couple other things that seems to not have mentioned.
Well, let's just hold on to that until I finish this.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it doesn't just come up later. But yeah, so just a bunch of reality TV series are getting a new version or being rebooted or whatever. The Challenge, RuPaul's Drag Race is getting a bonus show. Big Brother is going to have a 24/7 live feed on Paramount Plus. And Love Island USA... There will be a Love Island USA extension that takes subscribers beyond the boundaries of the broadcast and new originals from reality's biggest franchises, including Road Rules, Ink Master, and Dating Naked. That's like 5 different thoughts in one tweet.
It is. Those are not the same concept. Those are new paragraphs.
And then the next portion is Nick, and
these are the juicy ones.
These are the juicy ones. The launch of Avatar Studios means that the fantastic universe of Avatar: The Last Airbender will expand to new series, plural series, short-form content, spin-offs, and theatrical films.
I'm honestly kind of surprised. I mean, like, I'm not surprised, but it just seems like they don't care about that property as much as they should for how much people like it.
Well, no, they've recently come to realize, because they made like a huge deal and put it on Avatar and Korra back on Netflix, and that was they made a big to-do about it. Mm-hmm. Back when they were like, oh, we're not going to make our own streaming service, we're just going to team with Netflix.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, when they said repeatedly that they thought that entering the streaming service game would be an idiot move, and that they were just going to sell parts of their library to streaming services, because every streaming service needs new content that's not just their own. And that was an accurate statement.
It is an accurate statement, but now here we are, and every streaming service only has content that's their own.
That's just so funny. Just that is a major L. Just I would go back through my history and make sure all those articles where I made those statements got deleted, because that is embarrassing.
No, the flip-flop is like absolutely insane. And and the thing is, with avatars, yeah, people do like this. It stands out in the selection of shows here, where it's people do have a genuine care for this. So I'm interested to see what they end up doing with this content, because it's is it all going on Paramount Plus? And if so, or is it going to play on Nickelodeon? Is Netflix going to buy some of it? How is it going to go? Because Paramount, even while making the service, is still selling random shit to other companies.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it's going to play out. I assume the movies. Yeah. I assume the movies are going to be the original show, continuations of the original show, because it's the biggest thing, and then they'll make shows that take place before or after on the timeline. That's my guess. I don't really know what they're going to do with all this media they're apparently making.
Yeah, it's just a mess. I don't even know if they know. And then just a reminder that SpongeBob has a CG monstrosity spin-off show, and that's going to be on there.
Yeah,
but that's also on Nickelodeon.
That the original creator did not want.
Is this Camp
Dancing on Steven Hillenburg's grave?
Is this Camp Coral?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just read this brief synopsis. A SpongeBob prequel centered on a 10-year-old SpongeBob attending a summer sleepaway camp.
It's SpongeBob goes to summer camp, and somehow all of the characters have known each other their entire lives.
Yeah. Even though large elements of the show make it extremely clear that they didn't.
Right.
Like SpongeBob meeting Sandy in the episode where he meets her and having no idea what she is or what's going on. And that's what the humor's based around. And they're just all there.
Rugrats is back in CG, exclusive to Paramount Plus. Looks like shit. You can look that up yourself.
It looks like shit.
iCarly is being revived because
that to me is a really funny one.
That's hilarious.
People do have a nostalgia for that for sure. But it's just funny to me that they were pretty much able to get seemingly the whole cast, because what else are they doing?
Well, yeah. What's Jerry Trainer doing
other than
Cosgrove? Tweeting about being on iCarly?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's I guess that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, all of these weird bring back children's shows when they're adult shows do not do well.
No.
It's impossible to make that into something that anyone would want to genuinely look at.
Girl Meets World, Fuller House.
Yeah. Fuller House is the one that succeeded in terms of viewership. It just also was unwatchable.
Well, yeah, because it was on Netflix, so people just clicked on it because it's on Netflix, and I can watch it.
The weird That's So Raven thing and all that's just died.
I didn't even realize that one happened. But so next is live action Dora the Explorer and Fairly Odd Parents series.
I guess so. They did the Dora movie. I can only assume that did well in some capacity to
that movie killed
them.
Critically and probably financially.
Okay, that Raven show actually had 4 seasons. I just never heard about it after it launched, so I
nothing
assumed...
actually quote unquote fails because they just keep making things. Just keep making it, whatever. Maybe someone will start watching it. Fuck you.
Yeah, the Dora movie did very mediocre business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I can only imagine what the horrors of a Fairly Odd Parents live action show would be.
I mean, I think that's kind of a Chad move. How do you not have to involve Butch Hartman in a Fairly Odd Parents project?
Oh, that too.
Another Alex Kurtzman Star Trek show, but this time it's an animated series for children, and it seems to be just Star Wars Rebels, but with Star Trek.
That is going to do so poorly.
What kid
likes Star Trek?
Star Trek.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Like Zoomer children and Star Trek appeal.
Yeah.
What is the middle of that Venn diagram?
The only kids weird enough to be that into it are just gonna watch the original show.
Yeah, the good stuff that already has existed for forever.
Yeah,
and this then wraps up on a very soft note, and it's just there's going to be a Workaholics movie. And then the next tweet is, that's a wrap. Sir, we're so excited to bring back this incredible lineup. Oh, you know what? I bet that's the one that got deleted before Reno 911. Because that's so out of place.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They must have said something insensitive in the comment or something that they didn't realize.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so that's that. Evan, is there anything that you can see that I missed?
No, I was looking over it. It seems like that was about everything. It just the list I was looking at had like a slightly more descriptive, like synopses, a little more tidbits, but
it's Twitter. You now have 280 characters. It's not like there's that much of a limit, and they would for some reason just put multiple things in the same tweet. So they're just kind of rushing to get the info out. But yeah, so that is looking into the face of streaming at this current moment, and I can't think of anything that underlines the shortcomings of streaming as a media consumption platform quite like that.
Yeah. It's kind of just horrifying that Paramount's even attempting this, especially after they themselves acknowledged it was like a terrible move.
Even though they were at one point probably, like, it was speculated that they were trying to sell Paramount.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they just cracked under the pressure. It's like,
yeah, they just buckled down and said, "No, fuck it."
Other competitor has one, so I guess we have to get one.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. I assume every investor was making phone calls every 5 minutes, going, "Where the fuck is my streaming service?"
You got one of these this HBO Max stuff. You got one of those things?
Yeah, where's it at? I'm not seeing it. And they were just scrambling.
The Plus is just like everything is just called something Plus.
Yeah.
I actually respect that HBO picked the stupid Max.
Yes.
It's better
they could
than
have just
Plus.
stuck with Go or the other one that they had, but Max, I respect it.
I originally assumed when they called it HBO Max that they'd be folding their Cinemax content onto it, but
no.
They didn't do that.
They're slowly trickling some of it in.
Oh yeah, I did see that Banshee and Warrior were added.
The Nick got added.
So yeah. No, and I've been watching Warrior, which is a fun show, because Bruce Lee made it up, conceptualized, developed it in the early 70s, and TV networks were like, they all Asian cast, dude? What? And then it coasted, sat in drawers for 40 years, and Bruce Lee's been dead for forever. But they, some members of his family and some, production people and stuff got together and actually brought it to life. It's pretty fun. Has a lot of fun action sequences in it.
And you're saying this is on a good streaming service?
Oh, yes. It's on HBO Max. It's just right there. You click on it. It plays in a high quality. There's nothing fucked up with it. You can get to it easily. It's good.
Okay, well, I think that sums up our streaming tirade, but I didn't want to go unnoted that I also was picked some stuff up at the Criterion sale, and I got Cronenberg's Crash, Moonstruck, David Lynch's Blue Velvet, the Louis Buñuel, I think that's how you pronounce his name, collection, with Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, The Phantom of Liberty, and That Obscure Object of Desire, and House, the Japanese film House.
Yes, I've been meaning to watch that one for a while.
Yeah, that one's great. I've been meaning to add that, and I just was like, fuck it. And I'm really excited about the Buñuel collection, and as far as ones that I haven't seen, it's just that and Crash, and I just watched Crash today. and that was pretty horny. Certainly, lots of sex in that movie.
Was it gross in any way?
Yeah, parts.
Wow,
There you go.
that's
Those are his
shocking.
2 trademarks. Gross and sex.
There's this one part where James Spader's girlfriend is like talking dirty to him, but she's only using like medical terms, and it's so. She's like, "Would you eat it? Would you lick his anus?" And she just keeps saying anus and penis, and it's just so unpleasant. Scars that look like pussies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a Cronenberg movie. Yeah. So on that note, I think we can wrap up this bonus episode. I think that's a pretty successful first go at it.
Yeah. Shockingly, we talked about topics in a clean and understandable way with very little planning. So you're welcome, audience.
So, yeah, that already tops the actual first regular episode that we did.
That's a little sad. We're going to have to step it up.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to... I feel like structure's harder to do than just freewheeling in some ways. But, yeah. So, this is a bonus episode, which means next week there will be a regular episode, and that is the pattern that should carry on into perpetuity forever.
Years.
Yeah.
Until we die.
Endless bargain bin movies.
Yeah, so, thanks for...
endless streaming services.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all this and more at bargainbingepod.com. Tell all your friends to find us there. Our email is bargainbingepod@gmail.com if you have any questions for us. Our Twitter is @bargainbingepod. And please leave a nice review for us on whatever your podcatcher is. Thanks for sticking around with us, and we'll see you again next week.
See you guys.
Adios.